Wix Studio, one end-to-end web creation platform for your agency to deliver exceptional work with absolute efficiency.
The #1 long-form writer that helps SEOs outrank competition at the click of a button using real-time research and NLP. Start ranking content today with content@scale.ai.
So, a little bit about myself. I have a gambling affiliate website, or websites, and a few years ago, we were in the process of actually selling one. The website was earning 30 to 40K a month. It was valued at 2 million. We were literally in the process of actually selling it, and we were traveling around the world, loving life. And after an algorithm update, we essentially got hit. So the website went and started earning 2 to 5 grand a month. It was valued at 130-ish, and nobody wants to buy a tanked website at the end of the day. So I decided that SEO is dead. So I went and set up a Facebook ads agency, as anyone would do. I very quickly scaled it out to be the biggest lead gen in finance. We scaled out to 200 staff in our call center, and we done 6 million in 1 year in ad spend. And then the Facebook iOS update happened. Not much luck. One thing I've learned over the years is growth isn't always linear. So what I mean by that is sometimes you need to take a few steps back and actually learn a little bit more, and then you can essentially grow. So then I decided to actually double down on website recovery, actually figure out why websites get hit, get penalized. So a few reasons as to why that is. Algorithm updates, obviously. We have RaterHub visits. So essentially RaterHub is when Google comes to look at your website to essentially check the quality of the website. More on that later on. Lacking EEAT signals. A lot of people don't believe in EEAT. I am a massive believer in it. And toxicity score in backlinks. Now I know this is brightonSEO. Some of you guys don't build links. There is toxicity in every single link that you build. A lot of the links that are on the marketplaces actually cause more damage than good. And the last one is listening to SEO gurus. So anything that you guys learn, I'm a massive advocate of actually testing it out and making sure that it actually works. So if you read a blog, or if you watch a YouTube video, or if you attend a talk, just test it out before you actually do it on a live website. So let's take a look at a couple websites. Has anyone heard of Outlook India? Show of hands. A few people, yeah. So Outlook India is a website for anybody that doesn't know. They have 20 million backlinks. They are absolutely crushing it. I know they've actually tanked just recently, but they were absolutely crushing it up until a few days ago. They're a massive news publication. They rank for a lot of YMYL niches or keywords, and they rank for over 6 million keywords. Now, this is their website, so over 6 million keywords it's ranking for. Does anybody know Gear Hungry? Show of hands. A few people, yes, yes, yes. So Gear Hungry was earning 200 grand a month. It's a massive Amazon affiliate website. It got sold for 14 million. The website tanked shortly after, so it dropped, and it's never recovered. And if we take a look here, the red arrow is when the new buyers bought it. So the guys that sold it are absolutely loving life. So let's compare the two, Outlook India to Gear Hungry. Let's see why they've tanked, why they're actually winning. So massive thing is offer transparency. Identity clarity, so making sure that your offers are actually clear and visible. They're easy to contact. Expertise highlights. So if you have any offers that have, say for example, university degrees, college degrees, whatever else, making sure that you're highlighting that. And a credibility boost as well. So if your offers are mentioned on other websites as well, so guest posts, et cetera, and contact information, making sure that if, say for example, someone was to jump on your website and they were to read an article and it was a bit false, how easy are they to actually contact on your website? Some of you guys may be thinking, Kasra, does Google actually look at this? Yes, they do. So this is a manual action. This is on a website that got hit by transparency, as you can see there. Your site appears to violate our transparency policy and lacks clear dates, bylines, information about offers and the publication. So they clearly do look at stuff like that. So let's take a look at Gear Hungry. Gear Hungry, they clearly have all of their offers mentioned. They have their offers and offer pages on their About page. So Mark Wilson, brilliant. They also have an offer page with a little bit more info about Mark Wilson. And they also have offer bios on each of their posts. Again, talking more about Mark Wilson. So if we compare that to Outlook India, as you can see here, they have a few articles that are just published by Outlook. Some of them don't even have a name. The About page and the offers, they're not even listed. This is one of their offer pages. So you could potentially say that it's an okay offer page. I mean, you can see that Nasir Ganai is an offer there. They don't have offer bios on any of the posts. So a lot of people would say, well, Gear Hungry is actually doing really well here. Are we sure about that? Let's take a little bit of a hypothetical scenario. So let's say you were to jump on Gear Hungry, you were to read an article about protein shakes, and you ended up dying. Hopefully not, but let's say you did. How easy is it to actually file a complaint with Gear Hungry? As you can see, gearhungry.com/complaints, don't have a complaints page. Okay, let's go to their contact page. They've got a contact page, but again, it's just a generic contact page. You can't actually contact Mark Wilson, because Mark Wilson was the offer. So let's actually try to contact the creator of the article. So Mark Wilson, Gear Hungry, he's only mentioned on 2 websites. I know that there is 6.9 million results, but that's the only 2 web pages that he's actually listed on. He's only got 1 image on the entire web that's Mark Wilson, so something's a little bit fishy. If you actually look up Gear Hungry on LinkedIn, they have 1 employee. Bearing in mind, this website was sold for 16 million. If you had a 16 million pound business, think of how many employees you would have. And then if anybody that doesn't know what hunter.io is, essentially you can scrape every email attached to a website. They've only got 1 email, which is contact@Gear Hungry. So something's a little bit strange. Let's take a look at Outlook India. Again, same hypothetical scenario. Very easily, you could reach out to Outlook India and essentially file the complaints. You can very easily see Nasir Ganai has a knowledge panel. He's mentioned his Twitter. He has a knowledge panel, articles, and also LinkedIn, and he's also on Muckrack. So very quickly, you can see that the links that are mentioned in Nasir Ganai is a lot better than Mark Wilson. He has also got a lot of images. Typically speaking, like if you were to look at Elon Musk, he's not just mentioned on Tesla, he's mentioned on various websites. Outlook India, again, they have 975 employees on their LinkedIn. It's looking a lot more bona fide than Gear Hungry. And again, if you were to look up all the domains that are attached to it, they have a lot of emails. So the use cases for EEAT, we do a lot of link building for lawyers, and one of the things that we essentially do is try to get a knowledge panel for every single lawyer, mentioning that they have went to university, and essentially this is my knowledge panel, so very quickly you can see I know a thing or 2 about SEO, maybe. Quick recap, so EEAT isn't just about pages, it's not just about contact pages. You should be focusing on your editorial policies, your privacy policies, your terms and conditions, your returns, if you are an e-commerce brand, and also making sure that you have a branded SERP, not just for your brand, but also for all of your offers as well. So, Rater Hub visits. Show of hands, anybody that knows Rater Hub? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, quite a few. So Rater Hub essentially does this to your website if you don't have the correct EEAT signals. Very quickly, if you guys do have a tanked website, if you go to acquisition on the old Google Analytics, all traffic, referrals, and you set the date to whatever you want, and you will be able to search for RaterHub, and you can see when it has visited your website. So it's directly correlating when this website actually tanked. Same with this one, and also same with this one. So you're probably thinking, what is RaterHub? Why is it not like my website? So RaterHub essentially is Google's way of quality checking your website. They will have various tasks such as website offers. They will check to see if you are easily to contact, if you're a bona fide company, if you have won any awards. So a lot of actual companies win awards, a lot of SEOs that have just got lead gen websites, etc. They'll throw up a website and they won't even care about the awards. It just doesn't look natural at all. They will also check for reviews. They'll also check for EEAT. This is from the Google Quality Guideline, the 300-page document that nobody likes to read. I, unfortunately, did read it, page by page, every day. So, how they check for reviews, it's not just on Google properties. They will also check on, for example, Indeed, Glassdoor, Comparably, Trustpilot. They have various different platforms. They're not just looking at your GMB reviews. They'll look at all other websites as well. They'll also check for offers as well. So this is Martin Lewis. He has a massive finance website. So his actual branded SERP for his offer is very, very good. So he's got his Twitter carousel, his LinkedIn, his Wikipedia. He's always in top stories, going on news and stuff like that. Brand mentions as well. So IBM minus sitequal on IBM.com. They will check to see if you have any unlinked mentions. So a lot of link builders or a lot of SEOs will only care about links. It's also massive to have unlinked mentions pointing through to your website. Naturally, every website does. So a quick recap, external factors is massive. EEAT isn't just on your website. Offer mentions, so again, back to the Elon Musk scenario, is not just mentioned on Tesla. He is mentioned on various hundreds of thousands, if not millions of websites. Reviews listed, so making sure that you are on Trustpilot, stuff like that, especially if any of you guys are in e-com. Awards won as well. So, toxic links. Reasons why people don't believe in disavows. I get this a lot. People will say to me, hey, Kaz, I've done a disavow using Ahrefs, or I've done a disavow using SEMrush. These two tools, I know that Ahrefs is on everybody's badge and stuff. They're not built for disavows. What I typically use is LRT. I don't know if Chris Semper has been here, but that's the go-to tool. The third reason is people don't do a backlink rejuvenation, so more on that later on. And people also expect results yesterday. Again, once your website tanks, you need to give it some time. Another myth is Google ignores bad links. So this is partially true. Google ignores very bad links. It doesn't ignore bad-ish links. So Google will essentially ignore citations, or a lot of citations. If any of you guys go on Fiverr or Legit, there's a lot of guys that will sell 600 links for $25. Google's most likely ignoring those. Forum links as well, mass web 2s. So if any of you guys have been in the SEO industry for 10, 15, 20 years, you'll know that maybe about 7 or 8 years ago, you could do a negative SEO attack by just blasting a load of porn and Viagra links to a website. It would do a lot of harm. Google has got a lot smarter over the years, and it will ignore those links. GSA as well, so I don't know if any of the spammers are in the room. GSA, unless you have a fresh list, it will get ignored by Google. So these are 3 different websites, and these, at face value, if you were to plug them into Ahrefs or SEMrush, you'd be like, okay, these websites are good. I'd consider getting links from them. They have no right for us pages. They are high DR, upward trajectory in traffic, and also ranking pretty well for some keywords as well. They don't link out to porn or CBD, etc. And they have all been in our disavows. So if I was to quickly run through all of these. So Mind My Business NYC, it has a toxicity score of 4,500, and it has low quality tier 2 links. So links that are pointing to Mind My Business essentially makes it a bad website. My Frugal Business has been in the past 24 disavows that we have done, and the toxicity score is 3,000. And the reason why that's a bad website to get a link off of is because it has link decay and also link rot. It's also, all of these websites are pretty low in the link graph. And the last website, Kelly's thoughtsonthings.com, that has been in our past 31 disavows. It has a toxicity score of 6,000, and the outbound link ratio to inbound link ratio is just way off. So Google can detect it, saying, okay, these guys are definitely selling guest posts. And again, it's low in the link graph, and 80 of the past sites have tanked from getting a link from Kelly's Thoughts on Things. So last year, we actually done a little bit of a case study. It was a private mastermind, and I had two friends that essentially didn't believe in disavows. So we put it to the test. We built some toxic links, and we done a disavow. So as you can see, the toxic links, weirdly, the website actually still went up, and then it tanked. Then we've done the disavow, and we've done the backlink rejuvenation, and it has actually grown a little bit more. Then we have got another website. We just love destroying websites, testing them out. So again, with this one, we built toxic links. We done the disavow. We actually then removed the disavow just to see if sometimes correlation doesn't mean causation, and we ended up tanking. We built more toxic links, and the website tanked a little bit more as well. So every website has a toxicity threshold. It's really important that you actually understand this, especially if you are acquiring links naturally. Otherwise, you can essentially do a lot of harm to your website. So a lot of people think that they need the cleanest backlink profile. It's not actually the case. We've tested this time and time again. Google is essentially very smart when it comes to reading content. So correlated content does pretty well at the minute. So if you were to take a look at positions 1 to 5, correlate what they're saying, making sure that you're using the same LSI, secondary keywords as what they're doing, you have a pretty decent article. Same with backlinks. So if you are website number 5 and your toxicity threshold is all the way down here, you actually try and want to get it all the way or closer to 400 as you can. That's where you get the most results. Now, when we are looking at disavowing websites and links, this is the scale that we look at. So links 1, 2, 3, 4, we keep. In some cases, we also keep number 5. Link number 6, we definitely disavow. And the reason why we actually do this is because in some cases, for example, gambling, you actually need a little bit of toxic backlinks, which is a bit weird. But again, if you are correlating to what everybody else has, you essentially need to kind of copy the trashy links that your competitors have. So if I have a small website, do I need a disavow? Yes, you do. So this website actually tanked. The toxicity score, again, this is shot on LRT. It was 6,779, which is probably one of the highest toxicity scores I've ever seen. And it wasn't in gambling either, which is super weird. But again, it tanked, and we've done the disavow. This is a slightly out-of-date screenshot, but if you go on my Twitter, you'll see the latest screenshot of this website. Went down to about 15,000 keywords, and now it's back up to about 42,000. So pretty decent recovery on that website. And a lot of people will only get a disavow after their website's tanked. It's only a problem when it's a problem and then it's too late. It's essentially like going down a motorway and your website or your car runs out of petrol, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna go and get some petrol. The petrol station's 20 miles that way and 20 miles back. Don't do that. Try and proactively do a disavows. So I'm a massive advocate of proactive disavows. This is a massive finance website that gets a disavow from us every, I want to say, quarter. This is a gambling website. These guys get a disavow from us every 2 to 3 months. And this is a mainstream news website. A lot of you guys probably know this website. They get a disavow from us every single month. Some of the days they get 1,000 links in a day, so they need to essentially check their backlink toxicity levels. So just a quick recap. All sites have a toxicity threshold, every single website. Correlate your backlinks. Don't just correlate your content. Also make sure that you are In some cases, you might need spammy links. Don't go and GSA your website or nothing like that. Bad links aren't always ignored, and proactive disavows are important. And also, stop using Ahrefs and SEMrush for your disavows. Thank you.
Monthly reporting making you want to shove sharp things up your nose? Try Dragon Metrics, the all-in-one SEO software with mind-blowing reporting tools.